buzz here. And the other big difference was when we came in, we saw the food that was here. The students just went right to the food that they wanted. There was a large crowd in front of the tables. What I thought was really unique about this evening is that the adults in the room formed a buffet line and lined up very neatly. It took a long time for you to get your food, but it was all nice and organized. And I hope you all had a few extra minutes to chat with one another. I know that we all don't get to see each other and really celebrate your families and the many years of work that you've had here in the Suffern Central School District. This is my first year that many of you are aware of in the Suffern Central School District. And one of the things I'm really proud about and excited about are the people. And I feel like after a year of being here, I'm just really starting to get to know people. And for some of you, I've just barely had an opportunity to have a very brief conversation. And now you've gone ahead and decided to retire. I'm hoping not to take it personally, that I'm the one that drove you out. I hope not. I hope you're leaving the Suffern Central School District after many years of really feeling that you contributed to the well-being and the futures of countless students. Whether you were in the classroom, whether you were an administrator, a custodian, clerical staff, however you contributed to this educational community, know that this Board of Education and I value the work that you've put in here, the countless years, tears, and joyful times as well. So thank you for being here this evening, where we get to recognize each of you for your contributions. I'm going to turn this over to our MC, our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. Larry Montone.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gunderson. Appreciative. So some people have confused Dr. Gunderson and myself from time to time. It happened more so when we were in masks because bald guys with glasses. So today I was excited. I got my pink shirt out that I hardly ever wear because there's a pen stain on it, but I can wear it with my jacket, but it's my favorite shirt. So I walk in to see Dr. Gunderson, and what does he have on but a pink shirt? And so I walk in tonight, and the security person says, "Oh, it's nice to see you. You were just here." And I'm like, "Nope, that was Dr. Gunderson who just came through." So anyway, I'd like to welcome everybody here to our retirement ceremony, retiring our honorees. Very appreciative of all the work that the retirees have done for us over the years, many, many years of service. All in all, this year we had approximately 28 people retire from July 1st, because we would do the school years, July 1st until now, and there's still a few weeks left, depending on how the end of the year goes. But right now we have 28 people. We have 14, I believe, that are in attendance tonight, ranging from monitors to clerical staff to teachers, teaching assistants. So again, so appreciative of the families for being here to support them, their children that are here to support them, their co-workers that I see that are here to support them, and also the administrators who will be speaking on them tonight. I also want to thank Janet Donacchio for the amazing food. Again, and I was told that it's not a grazing table, though that's what Janet called it. It was, what did Jenny call it? A charcuterie table, which, you know, I said we don't use that term in Kingston, where I'm from, charcuterie. So I don't know that term. But how tonight's going to work is we're going to invite the retiree up, and one of the administrators are going to speak about them, and we have a nice gift for them as well. And so the first person I would like to invite up is Miss Carolyn Hunter. You can come up here. They might want to take a picture, so you have to face everybody when I talk about you, Carolyn. Yes. So I'm going to say a few words about Carolyn Hunter, who initially, when she first put in her letter, had been with the district 24 and a half years. However, now she's been with the district 25 full years because she's still working with us. So it's 25 and counting. She's come back and helping us out upstairs where we desperately need her expertise and assistance up there. So I don't know that she understands the definition of retired, but that means having left one's job and ceased to work. But we're very glad to have you back. Yes. So prior to coming to Suffern, I was digging through your file today and found that you worked for the New York Telephone Company and then AT&T, although I wasn't sure if that was part of AT&T, which that took it over. Columbia Broadcasting, American Express, back to Columbia Broadcasting, and then the Ramapo Diner as a waitress. And I love diners, and I spent a lot of time there in my younger years, so I never was at the Ramapo Diner, though. And then you started with us September 8th of 1997 as a clerk typist, and then in December of 98 became an account clerk typist. So I wasn't Carolyn's direct supervisor, so I went back through some of her evaluations to see what her supervisors had said about her. So I just picked 3 randomly out of the stack of the 25. So 1999-2000 school year. Comments were Carolyn exceeds expectations. Carolyn is one of the most flexible employees in the department, always willing to assume additional responsibilities. 2011-12. Carolyn met all expectations, works very hard. Carolyn is willing to help others. 2018-19, Carolyn met all expectations. Carolyn works very hard and is always willing to help others. And those are different supervisors writing essentially the same thing. So either they copied off of each other's evaluations or it's really true. So I had to dig a little deeper. So I emailed some of your coworkers up on the 3rd floor to see if they wanted to share some things. Yes, so this is what some of them said. Personally, Carolyn was the first person to welcome me in the district office when I started. She's been a constant source of encouragement. I will miss her. Carol is always smiling, always willing to lend a hand and ear if needed. She's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. She is an asset to our district. I'm glad she is back subbing. She brightens my day. Carol is full of promise and support for her coworkers and truly enjoys people. Carolyn is a pillar on the 3rd floor. She is always supportive to anyone needing assistance and willing to assist and teach others the accounts payable process. Carolyn has had a long career with the district. Working with her has been such a pleasure. I've learned a lot over the years. So some tidbits they shared, fun facts about Carol. She loves red pens, I'm told.
Oh, yeah. They're taking them away from me.
Wow, I can get you some more. She loves to talk, and the person said, of course, I mean that in the endearing way. Someone said if you pull paperwork to have to copy it and take it apart, if there's 12 or more staples in there, it means that Carol had it.
I have stock and staples.
She has stocks and staples. And then if you receive paperwork from the business office covered in notes in red pen, again, it's Carol.
It's me.
Karen phraseology. Someone said she has a great phrase that she has taught me that I've also taught my children. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So in my own personal experience with Carol over the last 3 years, I've known her to be one of the nicest, most accommodating individuals that I've worked with. She's always happy to be at work, whether that was actually in work or when we were at home doing remote. She was always happy just to be working and helping others in the district. So I want to congratulate you. Hopefully you get to spend time with your grandchildren, even though you're still back with us. So I'd like to welcome them here and then wish you a very happy retirement.
Thank you so much.
Right.
It was my
Thank you so much. And we have a gift.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. It was a great career, a great time. I have nothing but wonderful things to say. All the wonderful people that I met, colleagues, friends. It was just fabulous. The community is just great.
Thank you, Carol. I'd now like to welcome up Dr. Lisa Castaldo, who's going to do the next presentation.
How is everyone? How are you all feeling? I'm the queen of how are you feeling for Yaley Eyes. So how are we all feeling? Kind of bittersweet, right? So I'm a little upset because if you're ever here for the first day of school, the opening day, you know that I always have to follow Mr. Martone, who is like a stand-up comedian. So tonight he told me I was going first and I would not be following, and now I'm following the stand-up comedian. So do not expect such laughs from me. So I'm here to speak about Dawn Wilson. Where is Dawn? Come. There she waved. She thinks she's going to sit back there and do the queenly wave. You don't need your glasses. It's okay. I'm right here. So Dawn has worked over in the Hilburn offices in the pupil personnel department for over 22 years. And in fact, the majority of that time, Dawn has been the secretary for the preschool special education department, which is a smaller department within PPS. Dawn for years worked integrally close with Ellen Weiner, who retired a few years ago. And when Ellen left permanently, Dawn has trained up 2 other CPSC chairpersons at this point. Dawn knows all the ins and outs of childhood special education, preschool. But what's more important is Dawn is often, and has been for the last 20 years, the first face that many of our families have seen when they come to Suffern Central. These are the little babies. These are 2- and 3-year-olds, and Dawn has blocks and coloring books and toys that she and Ellen had for all the students when they would come in pre-COVID. And she would make the families feel comfortable and explain the process and make them feel good about the steps they were taking for their children. She's an amazing clerical secretary. Those aren't even the words that encompass who she is. She's an integral part of PPS. She knows all of the ins and outs of not just childhood special education, preschool special education, but also all of the Medicaid, all of the McKinney-Vento, all of these different pieces that she's done, and she's going to be impossible to replace. So we're really glad that she's agreed to come back at least part-time after retirement, because no one really retires. No, she is coming back. And I'm falling over on my heels. But more than anything else, one of the things we're glad she's coming back for is Dawn comes in at 7 o'clock every morning and makes the pot of coffee. And she makes the most amazing coffee you have ever had. I can always tell when someone else has made it. I go, Debbie, did you do this today? Or Joanne, did you do this today? Because this is not Dawn coffee. I can tell it's not Dawn coffee. So Dawn, we will miss you greatly. Thank you for all the expertise you shared with us and for the ways that you treated the families of our district and the children. So thank you.
So thank you, everybody. I am going to miss everyone. It's been like family here. Like, you know, I don't know what to say. Seeing everybody again, I haven't seen a lot of you in a long time, and it's great to see you. And I wish you all a lot of luck in whatever you do. I miss you. I'm going to get choked up. So I'm going to just say thank you and bye. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dr. Costado. I'd like to invite up Miss Angela Aguilar from Cherry Lane Elementary School.
All right, good evening, everybody. We're here to honor tonight Keely Mitchell. Keely, you want to come on up? All right, so I have to write things down. I'm not as eloquently spoken as my colleagues here. So we're here to honor Keely Mitchell tonight. She has been working for Suffern Central for the past 20 years. She has been a Cherry Lane special education teacher and has taught and supported students from kindergarten through 5th grade during her tenure. Keely is one of the most positive, caring, thoughtful, and supportive education professionals that I've had the privilege of working with. She has a fantastic sense of humor and a zest for life and a love for learning. She believes that all students should have the opportunity and access to quality program and instruction. And she is our resident OG superstar. And I don't mean original gangster, I mean Orton Gillingham. And she loves to see her students shine and really enjoys helping and supporting teachers in their classroom. It's where she shines. Keely is also what her colleagues and I would consider the Cherry Lane's lead cherry pit. Yes. Every year, she would always organize and lead a group of teachers to surprise and perform for our Cherry Laners at the end of the school year during our annual talent show. And it was fun, it's uplifting, and the students absolutely loved it. She did this because she loves to spread joy and smiles on others. We will miss her greatly. We are happy for her and her husband, Stephen. She has shared that she is looking forward to spending more time with her family and her friends while she learns possibly to play the piano. I think she's working on it now. Yes. And taking some art classes. So congratulations on your retirement. You will be sorely missed. Wishing you endless days of happiness, health, and laughter.
Well, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, board members. Thank you, Dr. Gunderson. I'm sorry that I only had the pleasure of being with you for 1 year, but I've enjoyed that 1 year with you. And definitely my colleagues. Cherry Lane is a very special place. It is a family. I mean, it's been to the point where we've laughed, we've cried, we've gone through life together. And my students are the very best students in the world. I'm going to miss them. And truly, I've seen some of them grow up, have children who now attend Cherry Lane also. So it's a journey, and it's been a wonderful journey because I've been here at Suffern Central, not elsewhere. I hear a lot of my other teachers say things in different states, and I'm like, I can't really say that about where I am. And I don't even want to tell them where I am because they'd be so jealous. So thank you for the many years of this wonderful journey. And I do look forward to the next leg, but I will miss you all very dearly. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to welcome up Dr. Andrew Trust from the middle school.
So at Suffern Middle School, we have 8 retirees, which I hope is not an indication of me as the new principal. Dr. Gunderson kind of stole my joke earlier, but I had to go with it. I'll be speaking about 7 of them tonight. Our first retiree is Juanita Douglas. Come on up, Juanita. Juanita has served at Suffern Middle School in the role of a teacher assistant since 2003. For much of her time at Suffern Middle School, Juanita has helped to staff the testing center where she delivered testing accommodations to students. In recent years, Juanita has transitioned to more of a traditional role as a teaching assistant, helping students in classrooms during their lessons and activities. There are a couple unique character traits that make Juanita stand out from the rest of the crowd. The first is every morning, without fail, during the Pledge of Allegiance, Juanita stands in the hallway holding up an American flag for all that are running late to class. It's truly an amazing sight when she steps into the hallway and everyone freezes, turns towards Juanita, and says the Pledge of Allegiance. In addition to her amazing show of patriotism, Juanita is always dressed to the spirit of the holiday being celebrated. From Halloween to St. Patrick's Day to Cinco de Mayo, she is always dressed to the spirit of the day in mind. Please join me in congratulating Juanita Douglas.
I just want to say that I'm leaving here with bittersweet because I loved my job. Whatever I had to do, I loved. I loved the children. I worked with an amazing staff and teachers that gave everything they had, and more than whatever I ever saw in my life. And I will miss everybody here and the students very, very much.
Our next retiree is Gloria Ward. Come on up, Gloria. Gloria began her career at Suffern Junior High 26 years ago as a telephone operator. In her time at our school, she has been able to observe our school transition from a top junior high to the premier middle school in Rockland County. In addition to working for Suffern Central, she has also worked for the Town of Ramapo Sidekicks program, where she helped facilitate trips for our middle school students. In the main office, Gloria greets students and parents and helps them to address their concerns, answer questions, and points them in the right direction. Her bright smile, infectious laugh, and calm demeanor help to contribute to an extraordinary work environment. Gloria's immediate retirement plans are to travel south to be closer to her family and friends and enjoy the beautiful weather that the South brings. Don't we all wish we were going with her? When asked about her time at Suffern, Gloria states that she was thankful to be able to work with people that enriched her life and became like a second family to her. Please join me in congratulating Gloria Ward.
Well, as I'm going closer to my last day at Suffern Middle School, it's a bittersweet feeling because I do feel like we've become family in a lot of ways, not just the staff, but also, the families and some of the students. They're absolutely, I've seen them grow, and it's been really a pleasure. But it's time now for me to close this chapter of my life and start a new one. But I am grateful that I have had the experience of working at Suffern Middle School for these 26 years. God bless.
Our next retiree at Suffern Middle School is Roseanne Campanelli. Come on up, Roseanne. Roseanne started working in the district in 2005 and has worked in various buildings throughout the district. She spent 12 years at Viola, 3 years at Montebello, and the last 2 years at Suffern Middle School. Roseanne has been instrumental in helping our most vulnerable students overcome their obstacles and achieve their greatest potential. Through personal connections, Roseanne has seen the role that kindness and compassion can play in a student's academic and social-emotional growth. As Roseanne heads off into the sunset, she plans to spend more time with her daughter Victoria and her husband in Washington State. But while at home, she'll continue to work at Ramsey Coles, so if you're ever in the neighborhood, stop by and say hello. Congratulations, Roseanne.
I just want to say it's been a pleasure to work in Suffern Central for 17 years. I have made wonderful friendships in this school district. I have loved working with every child I have worked with, and I have loved every staff member in school that I have been in. I enjoyed being with each and every one of the people in this school district, and I am truly going to miss it. I hope to come back and maybe sub and visit everyone. Thank you.
Our next retiree for Suffern Middle School is Antonina Phipps. Come on, Nina. I love a family that embarrasses you. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's just like my family. They do the exact same thing. Yeah. Prior to becoming a teacher, Nina worked as a police officer in New York City. After her time as a police officer ended, Nina went back to school and obtained a teaching degree and started teaching Italian in Tappan Zee and North Rockland before making Suffern Middle School her home. For the past 14 years, Nina has been infusing the Italian language and culture into her classes through authentic learning experiences such as organizing school trips to Italy. These trips have allowed SMS students to experience the various different regions of Italy and develop a better understanding of how different cultures live. Nina does a fantastic job of amazing her students with the various aspects of Italian culture that they would normally not understand in their everyday lives. As Nina heads into retirement, she was looking forward to sleeping past 5 a.m., which I can attest to because she responded to this email well before 5 a.m., and enjoying a leisurely cup of espresso and spending as much time as possible with her family and friends, including her new granddaughter, who's right over here and beautiful. As with any world language teacher, Nina is looking forward to traveling with her husband to all parts of the world. Congratulations, Nina.
Well, what can I say? I have to tell you that it has been an absolute gift to be able to teach Italian, a language that I love, a culture that I love, a part of who I am, and then a greater gift to be able to teach here at Suffern Central. I leave behind a wonderful, amazing professional staff of world language teachers and colleagues, and I've made this my home for the last 14 years, and I will truly miss everyone, but I'm ready to embrace this next part of my life. So thank you.
Sorry, I lost my space for a minute. Our next retiree at Suffern Middle School is Maureen Ritter. Come on up, Maureen. We mixed it up a bit. Ready? Okay. Got your tissues? Good. Maureen started at Suffern Middle School in 2005 after returning to Rockland County with her husband to raise her family. Maureen is one of those two teachers who is fortunate enough to both live and work in our wonderful district. Both of her children, Eli and Madeline, graduated from Suffern High School and have gone on to have wonderful lives. When she first started working in Suffern, Maureen was asked to be a substitute teacher in a kindergarten class, an assignment that was way too intense and led her to believe that kindergarten teachers should be the highest paid people in the profession. She eventually settled in at Suffern Middle School and felt that she blended in well with the adolescent immaturity that we deal with on a regular basis. When asked about what she was most proud of as a teacher, she stated that she is most appreciative of the collective pride that our staff has at Suffern Middle School and that she was able to be part of such an amazing group of people. She also mentioned that she was extremely proud that she chaperoned the Washington, D.C. trip every year and never lost a student. With the exception of a few Mondays or days before a break, Maureen loves to come to work, and I, for one, truly appreciate that. She is a tremendous worker who puts her students first and holds everyone to a standard and never gives up. Maureen's shoes are going to be very difficult to fill. For retirement, Maureen plans to build the plane as it flies. She wants to travel, hang out in her PJs, volunteer, find a new hobby, maybe even go see Bruce Springsteen in Dublin, which sounds amazing. Congratulations, Maureen.
We agreed we weren't going to talk, but I just want to say, I feel like I have really, I know it sounds trite, but it really is a family. I think that we've laughed together, we've mourned together, we have enjoyed amazing times and celebrated together. And I couldn't think of any place I would rather have spent my career. And to say that I will miss people is an understatement. Melissa, stop it. But No, it's been wonderful. And the last thing I just want to say to the Suffern Middle School teachers, it's 36 cups of water and 3.5 cups of coffee for the percolator, okay?
PPS doesn't have the only people that can make coffee. True. Yes, fringe, but true. Our next retiree at Suffern Middle School is Colette Amoroso. Come on up, Colette. You actually skipped Marie. Do you want to go back and have Marie come up? All right. Colette began working at Suffern Middle School in 2007. Prior to working in Suffern, Colette was somewhat of a trailblazer in special education in Orange County. She gained experience developing an early intervention program for students with disabilities and their parents. She is also credited with helping to bring the idea of mainstreaming to the world of special education in Orange County. After taking some time off to raise her children, Julia and Joseph, Colette decided to jump back into education and join Suffern Middle School. Immediately, Colette was paired with her buddy, Tracy Nugent. As one half of this dynamic duo, Colette was able to zero in on specific content skills for her students and quickly became one of the special ed gurus of Suffern Middle School. During the 8th grade Great Depression Social Studies unit, Colette developed an authentic learning experience for her students where they are able to experience a piece of real-life history by exploring the Civilian Conservation Corps trunk of her father-in-law, Joseph Amoroso. This hands-on experience helps bring history to life for our SMS students, and it's our hope that she will continue the tradition for years to come when she comes back and visits our building. Finally, one last note on Colette's approach to teaching. As the years have gone on, Colette has started to incorporate mindfulness activities into her daily routines well before it became commonplace in classrooms, which goes to show how innovative Colette really is. When asked about her post-retirement plans, Colette plans to travel to Ireland and Scotland and hopes one day to learn to speak Italian, albeit not from traveling to Ireland and Scotland. Finally, like many of our retirees, Colette plans to spend as much time as possible with her family and friends. Congratulations, Colette.
I'm going to say the same that everybody said before. I'm very, very grateful to be a part of Suffern Middle School. But I feel so grateful to have had the women in my office, 333, that each day we came in and we had each other. We had our backs from the moment we went in until the moment we left. And that would greatly be missed. And we will call you, Tracy, and we're going to be texting you constantly. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Our last retiree is Marie Krimsky. Come on up, Marie. Marie moved to and began working in Suffern in the year 2000 after working at PS 200 in Flushing, Queens. Her first position was at RP Connor, where she worked for 4 years before transitioning to the middle school. While at the middle school, she taught all 3 grade levels and made tremendous connections with her students. Over the years, Marie has developed so many positive relationships with her students that she regularly gets visitors from students who just couldn't stay away and had to see her one more time. When asked about what she will miss the most about working in Suffern, Maria stated, "Seeing and working with the best colleagues that any teacher could ask for. She will truly miss being able to come in each and every morning and seeing friends that she's made over the past 2 decades. Upon retirement, Marie hopes to live every day as if it's Friday." That's awesome. Playing golf and spending time with her husband, daughter, and brand new grandson. Congratulations, Marie.
Yeah, we did agree not to talk, but I'm on the spot, so what can I say? There's not enough words to express the love that I have for all and so many of you, and And yes, Colette, you're right. I mean, we would come in and we would come into room 333 and we would be with each other, and it didn't matter what we were feeling, and it didn't matter what we did. We were there together. We became sisters. And I love you. I love so many of you. So you're not rid of me, and Tracy, you're not rid of us either. So, so thank you very much. And I've been so blessed to be with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Trust. And finally, we're going to invite Mr. Pat Breen from the high school.
Good evening, and congratulations to all our retirees. For me, I've met many of you at some point through my career here, so it's just really bittersweet to see people are retiring. So again, congratulations to all of you. This evening, I'll be introducing 3 of the 4 retirees from Suffern High School. I'd like to begin with Miss Joni Neuendorf. Take your time, Joe. I know. Congratulations. Joni is retiring after 37 years at Suffern Central as a physical education teacher and coach. She began her career here at Suffern, and I picked up on that theme. Many of us that started their careers here stayed here, and it just really says something about our district. But moving on. So Joni was coaching for 33 years as a head and assistant varsity swim coach for the boys and girls teams. Ms. Neuendorf's teams have won many championships, with 1 state and national champion, and she's been recognized many times by colleagues with many Coach of the Year titles. Ms. Neuendorf has also coached junior varsity softball and junior varsity basketball here at Suffern. Ms. Neuendorf also served as a department chair for the phys ed department and health for 14 years, and during that time implemented many new programs of which our students continue to benefit and will continue to benefit. Most notable is the high school's Project Adventure outdoor climbing site. In addition, Ms. Neuendorf also implemented lifeguard training, mindful meditation, fitness curriculum updates, adventure learning, athletic training, cardio kickboxing, and most important, ultimate frisbee. Joan also designed and outfitted equipment for our current fitness center, dance studio, and athletic training room. Lastly, Ms. Neuendorf is most proud of being inducted to 4 Athletic Hall of Fames during her time as a teacher and coach. State University of Portland Athletic Hall of Fame, Rockland County Athletic Hall of Fame, the first female to be inducted into the Tappan Zee Athletic Hall of Fame in their inaugural class. Suffern Athletic Hall of Fame as the head coach of the #2 state-ranked undefeated team. On behalf of the faculty and students at Suffern High School, I'm truly grateful to Ms. Neuendorf for her many contributions to the high school over the past 37 years. Your leadership and dedication will continue to have a lasting impact, and I will always be grateful to Joni for her friendship and support. When I stepped into my role as a principal, I met her initially as an English teacher very early on, so thank you so much, Joni, for everything. Congratulations, Ms. Joni Neuendorf.
As most of you know me, I love a microphone. So when I'm in the gym, you got to break out in song, right? So now the end is near, and now we face the final curtain. It was great. I made a lot of friends, of which some of you are here tonight. I wish you all well and can't wait for June 24th or 5th. But I'd like to thank you all. And I've had a great pleasure of being able to span K through 12. Tommy, Mr. Shapiro, all of you I've worked with, and it's been phenomenal from the elementary schools to the middle to the high school. And now a lot of the kids that I've taught are now teachers. So it's time to go and let the young ones do it. So thank you very much. I much appreciate it.
Okay, I think Joni just raised the bar quite a bit. Next, I'd like to introduce Miss Tammy Wells. Tammy's retiring after 22 years as a special education teacher at Suffern High School. During that time, Ms. Wells worked in our resource and inclusion programs as one of our few reading teachers at Suffern High School. Upon reflection, Tammy states that she's most proud of the years she was able to work with students and teaching them how to read. She also enjoyed the connection she was able to make with her students and parents, especially as a resource room teacher. Tammy recently shared a letter she received a few years ago that really, for me, highlighted some of the impact she's had on her students. And this is from a parent saying, "I was astounded by how well and how quickly he was able to read and comprehend the pages we covered. He tells me I have you to thank for this, so thank you," in caps. That's before texting. Like, that meant really thank you from the bottom of my heart. The change in his reading ability is remarkable. I have no words for it. That kind of feedback is certainly so important to a teacher and demonstrates the impact you, Tammy, have had as a teacher here at Suffern High School, so thank you. Ms. Wells' post-retirement plans will mostly, or certainly, include spending time in South Palm Beach, Florida. And when asked what she will miss most about the Suffern High School, Tammy's very clear that it is the students and the inclusion teachers she collaborates with each and every day. On behalf of the faculty at Suffern High School, I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you a happy, healthy, and safe retirement. Congratulations. Thank
you. You do not want me to sing. They kicked me out of course in 6th grade and in 8th grade. But I'm at the end, so thank you.
Next, we have Miss Deborah Evans. Come on down, Debbie. Debbie's retiring after 27 years of clerical and administrative support service to the Suffern Central School District. I first met Debbie when I worked as a technology coordinator at the district in 2000. I had a tiny little closet office in Hillburn, and she quickly became a great support as I navigated the new world of central office. No one else would really talk to me. Our paths would soon cross again when I became assistant principal here at the high school, and she was at that time Mr. Faherty's secretary. When Mr. Faherty passed away suddenly and I became principal, Debbie was right there helping and assisting me in every way imaginable. Deb was an incredible support to so many, as it was certainly a challenging time for our building, certainly a challenging time for Debbie as well as myself. For me, that will always define Debbie's legacy at Suffern Central. That is, she is one of the most helpful, compassionate, and caring people I've ever known and ever worked with. Deb was always the first person to want to help people, our students, our parents, our staff, our teachers. She was always the first one to start up a collection for a family in need or send a kind card to a teacher who just had a baby. It goes without saying that your assistance and commitment to Suffern High School helped me be a better principal, and I will always be grateful to you. But it also made Suffern High School a better place, and you should feel so proud of that. I'm certainly going to miss you, but at the same time, I'm happy for Debbie because I know she's going to Florida to spend a ton of time with her granddaughter, Bella. And there's nothing better than that. So congratulations, Debbie. Next year.
Thank you to the board. Thank you to the board. Thank you, Dr. Gunderson, Tommy, Paul. It's been a long ride. When I interviewed 27 years ago in Hillburn, I didn't even know Hillburn existed. And that's the truth. And then I spent 10 years there and almost 18 at the high school. So I can't even tell you how many people I have met along the way, remained friends with so many, and they helped me grow and It's the greatest district in this county, probably in the state, and it's been a pleasure and an honor to work at Suffern Central. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Breen. So that concludes our presentations. Again, I want to congratulate all the retirees and their families. I want to thank everyone that came, the people that spoke. And we're going to take a 10-minute recess before the actual board meeting starts. So if you're going to get the food that's left, you got to move much quicker than before. So please help yourself to it. And there's no obligation to stay for the board meeting. So please, thank you for coming and enjoy. Thank you.